Speaker, after this week...
Now, did Rachel Reeves actually expose some of Reform UK's darkest secrets? Now, during Rachel Reeves' spending review, she basically, what you could say, possibly, well, she did tell a few home truths.
Now it is a time for the parties opposite to make their choices. The spending plans that I am setting out today are only possible because of the decisions that I took in the autumn to raise taxes and the changes to our fiscal rules. Every one of those changes was opposed by the parties opposite. So today, they can make an honest choice, and they can oppose these spending plans, as they opposed every penny I raised to fund them. Or they can make the same choice as Liz Truss: spend more, borrow more, with no regard for the consequences. And in their clamour to cut taxes for the richest, the Conservatives crashed our economy. They sent mortgage rates spiralling and they put our pensions in peril. I will never take those risks. And reform, well, they're itching to do the same thing all over again. Now, the member for Clacton may be playing the friend of the workers now, but some of us are old enough to remember when he described the disastrous Liz Truss budget as, and I quote, the best Conservative budget since the 1980s. Mr. Speaker, after the damage is done, he still nods along. They have learnt nothing. And his party have been in Parliament for less than a year, and yet they have already racked up £80 billion of unfunded commitments. They are simply not serious. Mr. Speaker, every day it becomes clearer. It is Labour, and only Labour, that has a credible plan for the renewal of Britain. Let me turn to our National Health Service. It's our most treasured public service. People rightly expect an NHS that is there when they need it, an ambulance that comes when they call one, a GP appointment available when they need one, a scan that is performed when they are referred for one. I am hugely grateful to our nurses, our doctors, our paramedics and other healthcare professionals for everything that they do. If we want a strong economy where working people can fulfil their potential, then we must have a strong NHS. Not as the Reform Party have called for, an insurance-based system. We believe in a publicly funded National Health Service free at the point of use. Now, perhaps the member for Clacton should spend some more time focusing on the priorities of the British people and less time in the Westminster Arms. Although, Mr. Speaker, after this week, perhaps the Two Chairman pub might be a better fit. At the budget, I took the decisions necessary to provide an immediate injection of funding to get the NHS back on its feet. And I commend my right honourable friend, the Health Secretary, for all the progress that he has already made. In less than a year, this government has recruited 1,700 new GPs, delivered 3.5 million extra appointments, and cut waiting lists by more than 200,000. Fixing our NHS also means delivering fundamental reform across social care, which means that we are backing the first ever fair pay agreement for that sector.
Now, I left the last bit in for you because it was a little bit of information you just might have found interesting. But for those who subscribe to mine and other people's channels who are, like us, balls deep in politics, won't be too surprised by the fact that our Clacton's Mitten in Action man, Nigel Farage, absolutely loved our Dizzy Lizzie's mini budget and wants to amass up to £80 billion spending spree if he got into government. Also, you won't have been surprised by the fact that he wants to bring in an insurance-based system to replace the NHS as well. But do the refut cultists know? Well, if they do, they clearly do not care about the damage caused by Lettice Lizzie's mini budget or the threat to the NHS. Or they didn't know, And I bet they will still vote for him in the end still anyway. I bet they still do. But I did find the fact that Rachel Reeves did mention Farage PLC on a number of occasions, but it 2 times. Very interesting. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below, and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.